Hello there, and welcome to another Starfield review. In today's video, we're going to be taking a relook at the Bireme, or in my case, the Bireme 2. I did a review of this back quite a while ago, probably a month and a half ago maybe, and it's kind of outdated by my review standards, as I've learned a lot since then, and I've also added extra things like the breakdown and the potential upgrade paths. So anyway, let's get into the video. So, as the name suggests, it's the Bireme 2. The number after the name is the tier of the vessel. The higher the number, the better the tier. With this vessel, there is only two tiers, Tier 2 and Tier 1, which doesn't have a number. So aesthetically, regardless of the tiers, the ships will stay the same. The only difference is the base stats of the vessel. So for instance, this Tier 2 has a reactor with 27 power. A Tier 1 may only have a reactor with 24 power. Aside from that, like I said, aesthetically, ship will be the exact same. So yeah, let's get into it. So it's a Deimos vessel, and weirdly, you can tell by the shape and the style of it, but the naming is slightly different. So most of their vessels, they base them around weaponry, like the Gladius, broadsword, longsword. This Bireme is an ancient Roman vessel, bi meaning two. The two sets of oars basically was, kind of their main vessel for the their earliest conquests. Anyway, a fun history fact aside, so it's clearly meant to be a cargo vessel, just looking at the cargo there and the stats. Yeah, speaking of stats, it's got a fuel of 150, which is really low. So I'm noticing like a pattern in this game when it comes to like the certain ship designs, and it's that Bethesda doesn't really pay attention or like doesn't actually test the ships they make, as that amount of fuel, 150, it would be very difficult to kind of go and explore far distances with it. You'd probably be able to jump two systems, like distance, which is, we're going to have to improve that. Hull is 972, which isn't bad. That's quite good, almost 1k hull, considering it's meant to be a cargo vessel and not a combat vessel necessarily. It's got a cargo capacity of 3,600, which is really good, almost 37k, 3,680 to be exact. Which I'm assuming comes, I don't think it comes mainly from those little cargo containers because they're quite small. There's probably some cargo hidden somewhere that I just can't see. Oh, there's some at the back there. So, it's got a B-class reactor, 27 power, not too bad, but obviously we can improve upon that. There's the highest B-class reactor goes to like 39 power. It's got a crew of 5, which, again, not too bad. I believe we could probably pump it up to 6 if we add a few more bits and bobs on it. It's got a very low jump range, only 18 light years. Like, you're kind of leaving a lot to be desired there. Now, obviously, it's a transport vessel, and, like, from a lore point of view, it's probably not going to be going too far because it's, like, a Deimos vessel. It's probably intended to kind of make, like, journeys, like, supply lines that will be protected, so you don't need to jump very far, but still, it'd be nice, like, to have at least like a 25 jump range ship. It's got shields of 830, which again, it's not too bad, but it's kind of low. Like, we can put on the Vanguard shield and pump this bad boy up to 1450. And then for weaponry, we've got lasers, and missiles. So we have a single turret mounted on the back there on the engine. I don't know why they went with a single turret. And then we've got 2 fixed lasers underneath, and then a missile launcher right underneath the cockpit. So the price of this vessel is 157,032. Now that price will change depending on your perks and depending on the tier. If you, for instance, are buying the tier 1 version, it'll probably be like maybe like 120k. And then obviously if you're buying this without any perks, the tier 2, you probably pay like 180k, just because I have the perks that decrease the price. I'm gonna buy it real quick. So I purchased this here at my man Nikau. I hope I'm not butchering his name. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, this is on the Deimos Star Yard. Deimos Star Yard is orbiting Deimos, one of the moons of Mars, which is orbiting Mars. There it is there. It's almost always here because this is like the main cell. This is one of the weird things, not really weird, but out of all of the ship manufacturers, the Star Yard seems to like 9 times out of 10 sell all of their ships once you're high enough level. So yeah, if you come here and it is by chance not here, just land on Mercury, hop out of your captain's seat, and just sit in another seat, wait 24 hours. That 24 hours on Mercury is several thousand hours in game, and that will reset every single vendor, and then just come back and try again. So we're going to go to our usual spot now to do a teardown and walk through. Alright, so we're on the usual spot. So as you can see, it's quite a long vessel. I want to say it's probably close to being max length. Something, just a little side note. I'm not a huge fan of the Deimos cockpits because they stick out very far. You notice there's like a little gap there, and yeah, it looks weird. I kind of wish it was more flush. Like, you notice how when you like stick, like, say, these pieces together, they're like a lot more flush. But yeah, it's just a slight little kind of thing. It has those Deimos wings, which are really, really cool. Got those really crappy fuel tanks at the back. So yeah, let's enter. So entry is all the way at the back here. Interestingly, it's got those Slayton Aerospace engines, or one of them. There's quite a few Slayton Aerospace. And there's our reactor at the back, so in we go. Deimos cargo bay. Very nice. We've got our back. Up we go. Ladder up to this, which from a cargo point of view probably would be very annoying, having to transport stuff. Not too bad. I'm assuming you were talking to Cora and not me, Sam. So entryway and docking bay are both in the same area, which is very nice. This is the 1x1 storage room. And then, okay. So we have a... I think this is a 3x3 cargo room, cargo storage. Now, normally I would say this is a pointless room. From a gameplay point of view, it kind of is. For the simple reason that it adds nothing to your game. It doesn't give you like extra stats, like extra cargo or anything like that. But from a lore point of view, it makes sense for this ship because it is a cargo vessel. So when I do the tear down and then do the like kind of like potential upgrade path, I'm going to keep this in the ship just because I feel like it makes sense from a lore point of view. And then we have a crew control station here, where your crew does all their job. Is there not one? Am I missing? Did I miss a door? Is there really only like 3 rooms on the ship? There couldn't only be 2 rooms. Apparently there is. Interesting. Okay. Alright, so we have the bridge here. I've said this before, I quite like the Deimos bridge, but it feels more like a kind of like a single seat fighter bridge or like a dropship bridge. Like, it doesn't have much crew stations. You got these jump seats here. But yeah, it just feels like I'm transporting troops to like a battlefield and not like actually flying a massive ship. Anyway, we're going to take her off and see how she performs. Hopefully those engines give us some nice performance. Up we go. As always, I have a perk that increases my power by 5, so for the sake of this review, we're not going to be using that 5 power. I have to say, I really like those Deimos landing gear. They're very, very cool. Also, that sun is very bright. My bad. You couldn't see the ship exit. Alright, so here we are on the ship. So, quick weapons test. We've got a pair of lasers for our primary weapons mounted underneath. Secondary laser is turreted and cannot be fired. And then we've got missiles. Too bad. Speed test, we have base speed of 140, it looks like it's going to cap out at. Boost speed around 500, which isn't too bad. Quick agility test. Pitch. Okay, it's kind of average. It's around a 5. Yaw. Yaw seems a little bit faster, maybe like a 6 or a 7. And then roll. Roll's not too bad. Alright, so we're going to go and do the teardown now. Alright, so here we are. We're in a slightly different location this time for the building. I went to Deimos' Staryard directly just so that I can, if I want to add pieces after, I can do without just being like, you should use this piece. Anyway, from the top level, we've got split into 3 just to show you. And it really does just have like that 3x3. So the top level here, the only thing we have is the 110 DP Docker from Deimos. And then for the weapon, we have this Scorch P 60 megawatt pulse laser turret from Lightsight. B class, 1800 range, 5 fire rate, 18 shield damage, and 4 power. That's mounted on... It's mounted there on the... You can see it, it's like... Sorry, I didn't know it was there. It's mounted on an equipment plate. And then we have the Osiris 2030B shield generator from Protectorate Systems. B class, 8 power, 830 shield. Now, I'm going to recommend immediately this shield here. Vanguard Bulwark Shield. Pretty much the best B-class shield in the game in terms of the fact that it costs not too much. Like, it does cost a bit, but it requires no perks, so 12 power as opposed to 8. And it gives almost a little under double power, shield health, so 1450. That's a 150 off max of a C, which is really nice. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these 400 cm ballast cargo holds, 435 each. So that is actually where all the cargo comes from. Interesting. And then for the structural pieces, we have a Deimos Cowling 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 of these Deimos hull A. And then we have a Deimos tail A. In the middle of the vessel, as they say, the DS 10.1 Phobos cockpit from Deimos, 200 cargo, hull of 5, and crew station of 2. And I just want to see, if I go to cockpit, I want to see if there's like, that is the best one. No, it's not. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. So I'd probably recommend upgrading this one here, so it basically gives you like an extra 80 cargo. Just kind of handy to have a little bit more cargo. Obviously it weighs a little bit more, but it's not too bad. And then, let me remove that, whoops. And then we have the Deimos Control Station 2x1, a Deimos Cargo Hall 3x3, a Deimos Companionway 1x1. Then we have the reactor here, the DC-302 Fast Ignition Reactor from Deepcore, B-Class, 23 power, 830 hull. Now we can definitely improve upon this if we go for reactors. We have some pretty decent options. So for B-Class, if we go down to, where is it? The 104DS Mag Inertial Reactor from Dogstar. B-Class gives 39 power. It gives a little bit more hull, almost 400 extra, no, like 300 extra hull. And it's costs twice as much, and it requires piloting 3 and Starship Design 4. As opposed to this one, which only has Starship Design 3. So that's definitely what I would go for, just because extra power is nice. For the engines, we have, I believe we have 1, 2, 4 of these SAE 5110 engines from Slane Aerospace. B-Class, 3 max power, 14,070 engine thrust, 4,440 maneuvering thrust. So pretty nice. Then we have our Nautilus Titan 350 helium 3 tanks. 75 jump fuel each, which is very, very weak. And then for the structural pieces, we have 2 of these Deimos braking engines. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these Deimos hull A's. We have 2 of these Deimos wing B starboard and port, 1 each side. 2 wing C's, 1 each side, and 2 wing A's, 1 each side. And then underneath, we have our Tsukisasu 25K missile launcher from Shinigami, B-Class, 5100 range, 1 fire rate, 54.59 hull and shield damage, and 3 power. Not too bad. And then on the bottom of the vessel, we have 2 more of the... Let me just double check, because are they the 5100s? Yeah, 51, okay. 2 of the same engines, same stats. We have the Deimos 120 LD landing bay. We have the NG220 grav drive from Nova Galactic, B-Class, 10 max power, 25 jump thrust. That's pretty abysmal. So if we were to use, we go for grav drive. There's obviously some better ones there. This one here from Relodyne, the R3000, which would give us 26 jump range. So I would definitely recommend that. Now it costs about twice as much. It still requires Starship Design 2 though, which isn't too bad. And then we have weapon-wise, on these Horizon weapon mounts here, we have 2 of these Resist 600 THC, pulse lasers from Shinigami, B-class, 600 range, 5 fire rate, 20 shield damage, pretty decent. And yeah, like, they're not bad, but I feel like they're in a weird place. Also, for some reason, these look like they're meant to be turreted, which is kind of weird. They look cool, though. And then for our landing gear, we have 1, 2... 3. Oh, sorry. We have a single NG-20 Nova Galactic landing gear 4. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 320 CB landing gear from Deimos. 3 landing thrust, as opposed to this one that has 4 landing thrust. And then for the structural pieces, we have 2 of these Horizon weapon mounts there, 1 each side. We have the Deimos Hull A. We have 2 of these Deimos Skeg A's. And then we have 4 of these Skeg Bs. So we're going to put the vessel back together, and we're going to start with some upgrades. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to replace the reactor with a better reactor. We're going to go with the... Where is she? This one here. We're going to slap this one in its place. We're going to remove this turret for the moment because it's kind of weak sauce. And we're going to remove that. And then down at the bottom here, we're going to remove these 2 for the time being. We're going to go underneath, and we're going to change the grav drive to a better grav drive. The R, where is she? This one here, perfect. Come on, be up, perfect. Now, for the shield, we're going to add the shield I was mentioning. Shields. Bad boy here. Like so. Now before we add it, we're going to do some adjustments really quickly to the main body of the vessel. Because I feel like we can add some extra stuff to it. We're going to take this aside for a moment. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove these whole pieces like so. We're going to remove this, and we're going to push this piece back just ever so slightly. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go into the habitat modules, and we're going to add an all-in-one berth here, and we're going to add a workshop here, like so. And then we're going to just have a 1x1 companionway here, linking them to. I'm gonna do, there's like a, I don't remember how you do it. There's like a, is that it there? You have to highlight, press. Yeah, okay, perfect. So there's a little trick to do where if you like, you can determine where you're going to put the snap point. You basically just look at it, and I believe you hold both triggers and then tap A, and then it will use that snap point as the entryway. But as you can see, it's why is the, yes, it's a bit finicky, as you can see. Yeah, we're gonna put a workshop here, and then we are going to put a living quarters on the other side for the crew, you know, because the crew have to sleep. And then we have the control station, which isn't too bad. Now, up on the top here, we're going to remove these, and we're going to put a Deimos captain's quarter on the top, like so. And then what else should we put up here? We could put a computer core, we could put an infirmary. I'm going to put an armory, just because it's a Deimos vessel. And then we're going to slap this bad boy back down here, like so. Now we've got a little bit more stuff. And then we are going to, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on bettering the fuel. So I'm going to remove these. I feel like a vessel like this needs a bit more fuel, so we're going to see if we can modify that. So these Deimos Skegs, we're going to, where are they? There's 2 there and 2 there. So what sort of fuel tanks do we have that we could make nice? Now, just forewarning, I'm going to make this ship as cargo heavy as possible, so it's not going to be very fast. If you don't like that, you can obviously like make some adjustments to kind of make it more suitable. I think we're gonna just have to go with the usual, these ones here. And then we're gonna just remove, place that like that, then remove. That looks pretty decent. Now obviously we could add more. We're good for the moment. So what we're gonna do then is we're gonna work on trying to get some more cargo going. So up here we're just going to, we're gonna add another winglet piece here. So we're gonna go to our structural piece. And we'll get our, where are you, my wings? Past them? No, I didn't. Okay, perfect. And I'm gonna slap these bad boys on here. No, not there. There, perfect. I quite like the quite like these pieces from Deimos. They're like really cool. Now, for some extra cargo, what we're going to do is we're going to remove this skeg. And we're going to go into cargo, and we're going to get one of the ones, this one here. Perfect. Slap this bad boy in here. What do you, what's our error? Don't tell me you're too heavy. Okay, no, that's fine. And then we are going to, let me see, we can, let's delete this one. And we're going to add that there, like so. Just like that. And these are currently floating. We will delete these for the time being. What did I just do? Whoops, wrong one. Now, we're going to work on the weapons next. If you're wondering why I'm leaving the shield there, it's just because for the moment I'm trying to figure out where to put it. So for the weapons, we're going to have two sets of weapons here. We're going to have turreted weapons, and we're going to have like single fixed weapons. Because I feel like we don't need a lot of weapons on this vehicle. Vehicle? What is a vehicle? So we're going to go with your standard PBs. And we're going to have one on top and one on the bottom. Just to kind of, you know, get it across that this thing is a combat vessel. And then we're going to do, that actually looks kind of nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to add turreted weapons. We're going to add 4 of them. Where are they? Have I passed them? No, I haven't. Perfect. We're going to use these ones since it is since it's like a more combat oriented. We're going to move these forward, and the reason we're moving it forward is so that we can have some symmetry here in the turret placement. We're going to have 4 of these bad boys like so. Actually, see, because we could potentially do, just trying to think. So we can have the 4 turrets, and we can obviously do like 4 like that, which looks a lot nicer. So now the thing is, if you wanted to add more turrets, you definitely could. You could like add some on the bottom to kind of have that, you know, like massive gunship. Like this thing would be insane. But I'm gonna opt out of it just because I feel like it's lightly armored, well, saying lightly, they're kind of OP. Then we're gonna remove this piece here, and then I quite like that because it looks like it kind of protects the does a decent job protecting the engine, or that area there. And then for the shield, I'm gonna try and hide the shield somewhere, potentially. Where are you snapping to? Alright, we're gonna hide the shield in here. Very minimal. If you don't like hiding the shield in there, you can just simply put it there, or just anywhere really, but I like hiding it because I don't like it being. So we're gonna just snap it to there, and then we're going to snap this to here. And it's going to be a bit finicky, so we're going to have to do a little technique. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this. And we're going to basically going to get a... I've covered this in a video before. If you want to know more about how to do it, just check it. Search on my channel. It's there's 2 of these like kind of glitches or techniques. So we're going to basically just put two there like so. And you're going to snap to the top. And then you press Y or whatever your duplicate button is to snap it to the bottom. And then Bob is your auntie. There you go. And as you can see, it's like kind of it's clipping, but like it's nothing major. You wouldn't really spot it if you didn't know it was there. We're going to add two more of these here. What's the error? Is it too heavy? No, okay, good. And then for our weapons, we're gonna have them in a primary slot, and I like put my turrets. Oh no, turrets, and the electron beams in the primary spot. Perfect. Now our mobility is still kind of low, but what do we have? We've got 5,800 cargo. I feel like we can increase it by a little bit. Let me see. Go underneath. Potentially. See, we could add two more of them here. Let me see how they look. What's the error? Okay, perfect. Okay, so there we go. So we'll do it like that. And that way we have over 7k cargo, which is really, really good. And then obviously the mobility is a little bit low. But I don't really worry too much about the mobility because you have the turreted weapons. Now we're just going to see about potentially getting better engines. Let me see here. Engines. Okay, so this is a B class vessel, I believe, isn't it? Yeah, it's a B class. Okay, what about... Okay, so these engines are significantly better. They're also a lot bigger. That could be problematic. What other options do we have? What about these ones? The DT-160s. There again, they're only 3. They'd increase our thrust by quite a lot, where mobility would stay kind of low. And obviously we have, I like these, but I feel like they wouldn't fit with the aesthetic. So we're going to see if we can get some of these bad boys in. We should be able to mount them, no problem. Watch it be like, too heavy. Okay, we got our mobility to 50. That looks, is there a snap point on the side of this? There is, technically. Don't know about that. It's not bad, but it's just like at the bottom here. Actually, if we flip these, flip this, put that there, put that there. That looks a little better. And then we're gonna do the same thing again. Then we can add another one of these. Wish we could add another one of these, but sadly we cannot. I wish there was more like snap points. So, what was the original? Got a little bit more mobility. Not an awful lot of mobility though. I'm gonna see if I can dress them up just a slight bit. So we'll use the normal, the demos. Oh, these actually perfect. Yeah, I'll use some of these. Do I want them down or up? Oh, we'll have them facing the other way. Yeah, like so. That looks better. And then we get to use my favorite piece. Is that gonna block the? Yeah, that we'll keep that one there. And then we are going to. What does that look like? Nah, we won't do that. And then we're gonna get some of these bad boys. This one here. Like so. Now that looks pretty nice. I don't think there's really much more we could like potentially add to it. Oh, maybe these just at the bottom, just to kind of give it a bit of structure. We're gonna flip these around. Really, you don't? That's how you flip? Is there no wing facing the other way? Oh, there is. Okay. Wait, what? What was the difference in those wings I was using a minute ago? I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna put this here. And another one over the other side. Like that, just to give it a bit of texture. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's got low mobility, but like it's meant to be a cargo vessel. And you don't really need to worry about mobility too much when you have turreted weapons. And then obviously you've got these fixed weapons at the front. Now you could obviously add more fixed weapons if you wanted to. Like you could mount them underneath. Like so. Actually I might mount them under. We'll do 3 and I'll mount them under. Just because I don't like it sticking out on the top. Come on. Where'd you go? You snapping to it? There we go. Perfect. So yeah, that's it. So we're currently using 39, a reactor's 39. We've got 45 power, but we're not using the grav drive, obviously. Well, we are, but, you know, we won't use it when we need to. That's pretty much it. Let me know what you think in the comments, what you think about the potential upgrades. And also let me know if you guys have flown this ship. I flew it briefly for a while, just to kind of try it out and stuff, and it was really, really nice. It's, as you can see, like, it's quite a cool shape, and you could definitely kind of remove the cargo and turn it into more like a battle barge. Like, it's got these winglets that you can obviously mount more turrets on if you wanted to. Obviously, you need to use different turrets. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, and also check out my other reviews. Bye-bye.